So don't miss out. Stop, click, or call and get all the details.
Dom, along with Ford Motor Company, we are taking part in the largest dealer food drive in the world. So check this out. We're going to have a brand new F-150 in the showroom, and we're asking our customers and friends of the store to drop off all non-perishable food items to help us take part in the global month of caring. The food drive runs from the 15th to the 25th of September. Thank you in advance for your generosity. That's 40 Uniontown, on the hill across from Applebee's, or 40uniontown.com. Offer includes all applicable incentives, must finance a Ford Motor credit, and not all buyers will qualify.
And it's 11:11 on this Monday morning. Time for Best in Fayette, Albert Gallatin Amedisys Home Care and Hospice. And we have Amanda DeGespie here with us. Amanda, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. Happy fall, everybody.
And you have a special guest here, as you always do.
I always do. I have a special guest here. You want to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Alyssa. I'm one of the medical social workers with Amedisys Hospice. I came on with Amanda today just to discuss the gift of hospice and how we can help families in our local community.
Speaking of community, I know that we have another special guest who is incognito right now, but he is here, and he wants to give a little blurbage about what we have coming up.
Yes, my name is Friedrich. I sell corn on the cob on the street.
I think he's got the wrong.
Yeah, well,
I think your time
surprise, if you listen to the morning show, you haven't gotten rid of me yet. I'm Matt Sappier.
Keep practicing that voice.
What?
I think you're doing great.
The Friedrich voice.
Yes.
This is where my improv training comes.
We hope this does not deter you from coming to our car cruise. We have our 4th annual car cruise coming up on October the 9th from 5 to 7 p.m., and it's going to be at the Uniontown Mall. Can you tell me a little bit about how WMBS is coming to support us?
Yes, literally, I found out about it on Saturday. I didn't know exactly what it was for when I first started, but I do know that Arnie Amber,
yes,
who is, if those of you were unfamiliar,
the Arnie Amber.
Yeah, the.
Yes.
If it has 4 wheels and it was built in 1957, Arnie Amber will be there. That's the lesson I've learned about Fayette County.
Yes.
So Arnie Amber called me. Well, it was more so like a technological thing that he had during his show. And then he said, so you and I are doing another car show together. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, we're doing it October 9th from 5 to 7 o'clock. Is that the correct time?
That is.
Yes.
That is.
All right. So he told me about that. I was like, all right, cool. That's the first I'm hearing of it. And so I signed on for it. And Annie Martin, who was on my show just about 2 hours ago.
Yes.
She was talking about it. I was like, oh, so you're the one behind this. Well, more so you guys are than her. But,
yes, but we appreciate her support.
Yes.
She called me. She said, hey, I gave you a shout out this morning. So, the word is out.
It's out.
We are having
quick.
our 4th annual car cruise to support our local hometown heroes. This is our 4th year in a row doing this. And why do we do it? It's not a fundraiser. It's not a, it's not solely about Amedisys, but Amedisys is doing this because we truly appreciate the support of our community, and starting with our hometown heroes, our veterans, our law enforcement, our EMS, all of them. We could not be here without them.
Yeah,
so.
the whole 9 yards. So first of all, if you're a veteran listening, thank you for your service.
Yes, thank you.
And so yeah, that's going to be a great time, and we're going to be on the air from 5 to 7. So of course we got the prize wheel, a bunch of other things going on, as is our usual remote fare. So I'll be there. Amanda will be there. Alyssa, will you be there?
Yes, I will be there.
She's always there.
I'll have my family with me, and it's a family event. So bring the kids. There's lots of things to do.
Be food trucks.
Yes, it's going to be a very fun time.
Food trucks. It's going to be a great night out. And, of course, Arnie will be there. Annie Martin will probably be there, right?
Yes, Annie will be there. We'll have several vendors there. So if you have a business, whether it's, your personal business or you are there to support, your facility, come out. The table spaces are free. The event is free. You do not need to register for the car cruise. We do ask you to register for a table because they're limited. But you will be able to show off your mojo for your business and just honestly pulling the community together to talk about resources. There are so many resources out there that people are not familiar with. So
yeah, sure. And of course, you want to get in and support your local business because you definitely want to run Friedrich out of town.
Right.
We'll be looking for you. Just to name a few, we'll have some local facilities there. United Mine Workers Association, the Red Cross, Department of Health. We are going to have so many wonderful people that it takes a village. And we're here for your loved ones. Amedisys Home Care and Hospice, we are there from start to finish. So whatever somebody needs, our goal is to provide them with that quality care wherever they call home.
Absolutely, yeah. So I'll see you guys.
We'll see you there. We'll see you there. Bring the prize.
Couple weeks.
Of course, yeah. Couple weeks, and I am off to bed. See you tomorrow.
See ya.
See you. Get some rest.
Yes.
Okay,
Here,
so
I exist.
there's a face with a name. So again, Amanda DeGespy with Amedisys Hospice here in Uniontown, 724-439-4440. We do a lot in our community. And that is because we just love our patients and we want them to have that quality of life. Our focus is not just giving up and just depressing, no quality of life. Our goal is to put smiles on faces.
Absolutely. And to help your loved one live out the rest of their days in a calm and dignified way. I think our staff does a really great job of that. I think when people hear the word hospice, and I know we always talk about this, but it's a true thing. People are afraid. Yes. And it is a scary word. It truly is. But I think you can see whenever we come into your home for the first time or wherever your loved one is, wherever they call home, I think that you can see that it is not as scary as it seems when you see our faces and you see the care that we're going to provide you.
Right. A lot of what Alyssa and I do, and we've done this a lot of times together at bedsides, whether it's in the hospital or at a patient's home or in a facility setting. But, we've heard people say that is a scary word, or, well, when my loved one was on hospice years ago, they passed away within days. Our job is to really explain why that could happen. So we cannot control the outcome, but we can change the journey. Sometimes people do come to us very late in their journey.
They do.
So we can't control that. But, our goal is to try to get them on sooner so they can get the whole benefit of hospice.
Absolutely. And it is truly a gift. I've been doing this for about 7 years now, and I think it's just my honor to help families and your loved ones in the community. It is truly an honor for all of us, all of our staff. We really become like a second family to your loved one, and I think a lot of families could attest to that we're in your house or wherever your loved one is so much that it comes naturally to us.
Absolutely. And we just had our memorial service.
Yes, we did.
Our annual memorial service was last week. So once a year, we take time to have all of our staff are there to support our local families that have lost a loved one in the past year. And you had just talked about how we become family. And, I stood in the back of the foyer and I just kind of was taking it all in at the end. But just watching these family members just grab you.
They did.
Grab their nurse, grab their social worker, their aide, and just sob and just tears of you walk that journey with me.
Yes, absolutely. And I have people 5 years ago, I'll see them in the grocery store and they'll still come up to me. They still remember. They remember that we were there during the most crucial time of their loved one's life, and that journey we walked with them every day.
It's such a benefit.
It is. It truly is.
It really is. And hospice it is a gift. It doesn't take anything away from you, but it does give you a whole lot of support. It's going to give you a registered nurse that's coming in, managing your symptoms, calling in medication refills, just knowing if they walk in and you're having a bad day, calling in, maybe your loved one is in a facility. So keeping that line of communication open and calling in report that, your mom's she's having a bad day, or, today was a great day.
Right.
Or anything. I mean, we have our aides that come in that do bathing, dressing, companionship visits. We have aides that, they go in, they curl the patient's hair, they paint their nails.
And they look so forward to that.
Oh my gosh. And it's, it's amazing just to see how those little things can put quality back into their lives.
Absolutely.
Of course, we have our social workers too, and our chaplains that are just amazing. A lot of times we have families that are at their wits' end and they're not sure what to do or where to go from there. And that's when we are usually calling, Anna or Alyssa, calling one of our social workers and saying I need your support, and they are right there.
Yep, there's really nothing we can't fix. There's always a solution. We can always work on things, giving families, just peace of mind that, okay, it's going to be okay. We're going to figure it out together.
You have that calming voice.
Yeah, right, my calming voice. But it's the gift. It's just, every time there's a problem, there's always a way. There's a way around it. There's a solution, and we'll help you get there.
Right. And a lot of people don't know that hospice is a Medicare benefit.
Yes.
So it is covered 100% by Medicare. All of these services that we're talking and the support that we offer, it's covered. You don't pay a copay. You don't pay anything out of pocket. It's just extra added support.
Absolutely.
So, if you have a loved one, that maybe you've been calling the doctor's office more frequently, maybe they've had more increased falls or infections, or you're just not sure, they need oxygen, but you're having a hard time getting that through your insurance. You don't know if hospice is the answer. We encourage you to reach out. We can always do an evaluation and help you. And if this is not the answer, this is not the direction that you need to go, we have other resources.
Yep. We'll help you. We'll guide you to what we feel is most appropriate for your loved one at that time.
Absolutely.
And if it's not the right time in the future, we can be back involved.
For sure. And we also have home health that offers physical therapy, occupational and speech therapy. A lot of times patients transition, from from home health to hospice, and sometimes they do get better and transfer, transition back to home health if they just need some therapy to build their strength. And that's what we're here to focus on, their quality, and whatever that means, we're here to do that.
Absolutely. So just give us a call if you feel like maybe seems like the right option for your loved one at this time. Give us a call at 724-439-4440 and ask to speak to Amanda DeGispy. She'll lead you in the right direction, and then I'll become involved when your loved one is admitted, and we'll go through all the steps together.
Absolutely. And you can call that number 24 hours a day. We don't do anything without a doctor's order. So the first thing that I would do is, you reach out to me and I'll take it from there. I will include your doctor in that conversation, and everybody's on board, and we will get someone out there same day. There's not a lot of waiting. Amedisys is local. All of our staff is local.
Yes.
So wherever you live, wherever you call home, whether that's right here in Uniontown, if it's on the mountain, if it's in another county, we have a care center that's close to you that can cover all of your needs. Alyssa, what do you do if you have a family that, maybe they have a loved one at home and they're feeling very overwhelmed? They're taking care of them. They are on hospice. What do you do for them?
Yeah, there's a lot of different options that we can go over. A lot of times I'll sit down with families. We'll go over some financial paperwork. We'll kind of see what they can qualify for based on the finances, because a lot of programs do. We need to have a certain financial criteria that needs to be met. So there are options.
And that's if they would want to place them into a facility?
So it could be a long-term facility in one of our contracted nursing homes, or it could be placement in a personal care home. Or it could also mean getting help in the community through different programs through the state of Pennsylvania. And that's why I say, with financial things, we work very closely with different entities and resources to see what your loved one is, what they can qualify for appropriately.
Right. Now, with hospice, we don't look at finances. To get someone on hospice is covered by their insurance 100%. So we don't ever ask how much or how little someone makes. But we're talking about if someone would need to be placed into a nursing home. Now, what if they just need a break? What if they don't want to place them in a nursing facility, but they just want a break?
We have what's called a 5-day respite, and it is essentially a break for the caregiver. And it's a 5-day stay in one of our local contracted facilities, and then our staff will actually go in every single day to be with your loved one.
Wow!
So there's no lapse there.
Wow! And sometimes I think that's just that little break is all that someone may need.
Families,
we have a lot of patients.
We have a lot of people who utilize that, and it's very easy for me to set up. The social workers usually take the reins on that. Everything is free, transportation to and from, the care that's provided there.
Wow.
And yes.
That's amazing. So again, if you have a loved one or you know someone that could benefit from the gift of hospice, we encourage you to reach out to 724-439-4440, or you can call me directly at 724-208-9783. We are here for you, and we want you to know that you're not going through this trying time alone. It really does take a village, and we really partner with our community and to get whatever you need, whatever your needs are.
Yes, so we're here for you. Maybe we'll see you at the car cruise. We can talk then.
Yes, come to the car cruise, have a good time, bring the family, and stop out. We're really excited to do this again. So
yes, thank you.
All right, ladies, thank you, and we'll see you guys next month.
Thank
All right,
you.
thank you
Thanks
so
for having
much.
us.
All right, and at 11:25 on this Monday, it's time for Trust Talk by BBB here on WMBS. Good morning and welcome to Trust Talk by BBB on 590 AM, 101.1 FM, WMBS, and WMBS590.com. Featuring Caitlin Driscoll, Public Relations Director, Better Business Bureau of Western Pennsylvania. Caitlin, good morning. How are you today?
Good morning, doing well, and disbelief that it's already September.
It is really hard to believe. And what are we going to be discussing on today's Trust Talk by BBB?
Well, some of you may know that September is actually designated as being National Preparedness Month. However, it's also celebrated as being Healthy Aging Month and National Grandparents Appreciation Month. And as we prepare to transition into a whole new season, it's really an ideal time for older adults to focus on your financial well-being and even put a plan into place to be a savvier consumer. Now, no matter your age, the Better Business Bureau recognizes nobody is immune to fraud. However, home improvement scams, online purchase issues, and investment fraud have all been identified as risky scam categories specifically for older age groups. Additionally, sweepstakes, lottery, and prize scams, emergency and romance scams also continue to be identified as pretty risky categories for people ages 65 and older. But regardless of the type of scam, BBB recommends specific precautions to avoid losing money or personal information.
So in general, are older adults more vulnerable to scams and financial loss to fraud?
Well, last year in our latest risk report, people ages 65 and older reported the highest median dollar loss of all age groups. However, this age group also reported the lowest susceptibility or percentage of those who reported losing money when being targeted by a scam of any age group. So generally, older adults, they tend to fall for scams less often than other age groups, but when they do fall, they're losing more money. And according to our scam research, those ages 65 and older were also more likely to report losing money than other age groups when contacted by phone or through online classifieds. And individuals 65 and older were more likely to report paying through prepaid gift cards or any kind of gift card and checks than any other age groups. And scammers constantly change their tactics to try to catch people off guard and tend to target older adults for specific kinds of scams due to them being perceived as maybe easier to persuade and just generally having access to greater financial resources. And we've also found that increased physical isolation just makes people more likely to not only engage with but lose money to scammers. So folks who might be single, divorced, recently widowed are all at a slightly higher risk of experiencing financial loss to scams when targeted.